Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you guys the Hope Journal from my Serenity Collection. I'm going to untie it now. It's wrapped up with this cotton yarn. And it comes with this dried flower. And here's the handmade card that I stitched. There's room for journaling. It comes with a little card that has its name on there. And then this one actually has a colored coin envelope. Okay, and this is the little journal that's like a little booklet for extra thoughts and journaling space. And another little tag with the verse on there. And I have some tickets. And here are some tickets. And here I have some labels. Okay, so these all come in this little coin envelope. And then this also came with a little paper pack. And there is some embroidery thread tied up in a bow with a little charm on there. And so again, I have some papers in here for the journal to use with the journal. And I have the wallpaper, and then just some paper, some note paper. This is hand dyed blue paper. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's a very pale shade of blue. Okay, here's the journal. I have basically different wallpapers right here. And this is some vintage lace at the top. And then I sewed some fabric. I really love this stripe. I think it's so pretty. Okay, and now this one has a blue bow at the top. And it's got the binding. I actually tied it here, and I think it looks so cute. And so this is like a thicker cotton twine that I tied it with up there. And then I also reinforced it with some fabric, the top of it. And then I have hand stitching on the side. Let's see what you can see. Okay, and then I have all this hand stitching on there. And I left some of these. Now you can cut these if you don't like them, but I thought that kind of added some character, so I left it there. And here is a side view. Okay, and so it opens up, and again, I got wallpaper on the inside. I got some ribbon detail that I sewed on there. And this is some tulle that I sewed on there. And again, this is wallpaper. And then some more lace at the bottom. Okay, so I have a tag on here that says Hope. That's the name of the journal. And then I have, this is a tulle pocket. I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can see that this is like a little tulle pocket that I hand stitched on there. And I have some more of that wallpaper tucked in. And then I have some vintage pieces here. This little vintage envelope with a little label and some more vintage note paper. So I really love to use this vintage note paper. It's so, I feel like it's so versatile. I can show you how, I just think it's so great. Like you can just journal on it and clip it in, or even glue it in the journal. So that's why I included it in there. I think that it's so pretty. It looks so good. I keep using these pieces of notepads over and over again in my journals. And then there's a lot of journaling space. And then again, I have a vintage, this is a vintage image, and I think it's so pretty. Let's see if you can see it. Okay. So I have a music sheet going on here. I got the vintage image right there. I have a little bit of a doily and then some hand stitching there. And then this is just a dictionary page on the bottom there. And so this is just perfect place to journal. And I love that it's already kind of, the paper that's vintage already has like a really nice yellow look to it. Okay, so now here, I wanted to include these on here, but I left them loose so you can decide how you want to use them. So you can just, you know, glue them down. You can actually use washi tape and tape that down and it can open up. So I just left these options so you can use them as you, so you can use them kind of the way you want to use them. And this is a digital image from my Etsy shop. And I've really been enjoying using dictionary page, just kind of as a tiny little border right there. I think it's so pretty. It's just a really small touch. And the papers are just, they just kind of curl up just a little bit. And then there's some doily. This is a coffee dye doily underneath. And then there's plenty of space for journaling at the top. And here, of course. And this is a pocket. And I have this little tag, and I think it's so cute. And basically it has a ruffle at the top, and then it has all these little layers, and then space for journaling. And so there's that, and then there's some more space for journaling. And then I have this image that I thought was really pretty, and of course more space for journaling. And then I also have this one. This was actually, it's funny because I was working on these journals, these Serenity journals, and then my husband did Bible study with us, and he actually was teaching out of the verse where Jesus stilled the storm. And so he was reading this verse, peace be still, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to include those words in the journal. I think that will be just, I just thought that would be a really nice touch to the journals. Okay, and here's another page, and this is a vintage printable right here. And then this is a vintage letter underneath, and then this is some scrapbook paper, and then this is like a blue document paper, and then a little bit of doily on top. And it's printed on tracing paper. And here, I really like this layout right here. Basically, I have this poem, and it's super thin, and it's so pretty. And I kind of like the idea of it being loose, and it just kind of tucks in here. So again, this is basically, this poem is really the inspiration for these journals. And so I really wanted to include that in here. And then this little tag pops out, so you can actually do some journaling or work on it, and then it kind of gets tucked in there again. Okay, and then this is a little ruffle, and then a tiny little rose that I made right there. Okay, and here I just did a little bit of collaging. I found this image in a book, and I thought it was so pretty, and so I thought it fit really well in the journal and just right here. And then I have some more hand stitching and some lace at the edge of that paper. And then this side, I left this side blank. And then I have, on this side, I have this tag that I made. And the paper up here is by Heather with Rosehill Cottage. I will link her below so you know where I got that from. She makes really pretty embossed papers, handmade papers. So I used a little bit at the top of that tag. And so I thought this was so pretty. And then on the back there's room for journaling. And so a lot of this is vintage lace. This is some vintage silk, blue silk. And I actually cut the strand and I weaved it through the lace. I thought that was so pretty. Okay, and underneath some more journaling space. This is just one of those vintage diary pages. And then a vintage letter. And actually, I usually love to use black ink for all my, when I journal in my journals, I always use black ink. But it's funny how perfectly I think the blue looks with these journals, because the journals are in, you know, the colors are blue. So I really like how that blue ink ties in. Okay, here we have a pocket and it has this art image at the top, and I sewed some lace on there. And this is just a little tuck spot, and there's some more little pieces of paper to use for journaling basically. And again, I just love using these. Like I'll show you down here. You know, you can just add these anywhere. You can go like that and just tape them in with some washi tape. Or you can use a smaller one, or you can do collage on this page. I kind of left a little bit of room so you can add your own touches to it. See, that would look so cute right there. And here's another page, and I did a little bit of stitching right there. And this tag is actually from Cassie's digital, Dust to Roses. She has a digital with some tags, and I thought this was so pretty. And I have a couple layers in here, and so it's perfect for journaling, like in here. And this is just some coffee dyed parchment paper. So this is some hand dyed cheesecloth, and I just spread it out so that it's just looser like that. And this might seem, you know, it says Christ the Lord is risen. This might seem to most people to be a Easter theme, but for me, it's kind of like, as a Christian, you're always celebrating, you know, that he rose from the dead. So anyways, I included this in the journal because, you know, like we do communion monthly where we celebrate his death. So I kept it in there, and I just wanted to kind of make a note of that that's not just Easter, that's actually a daily thing that we celebrate. Okay, and here is, I actually did a tutorial on these. And basically it's a letter, it's a vintage letter that opens up, and you can have a journaling space inside, and it just looks so pretty. And then here you can have a tuck spot and tuck in your own memories, your own ephemera. And I just clipped it on here, although you know what, you can actually glue it down if you wanted to, like that. Let's see, you can actually glue it at the top of a page, or you can even glue it in right there. But I'm kind of just tucking it in there. I kind of like it there for now. So, and then that kind of keeps the option open for whoever buys the journal. They can decide how they want to use it. And then there's some coffee dyed paper with, this is actually lined paper, and it's perfect again for journaling. And I left some room so you can add your own touches. The coffee dyed paper, and I have some coffee dyed doily on there. And down here, this is actually a printable from Heather with Ruby and Pearl XO. I printed it on tracing paper, so it has a really nice sheer look, and I sealed it so that it's a little bit protected. And then I layered it with some coffee dyed paper. And then there's another paper doily, and then I sewed on some vintage lace and a little flower there. And I thought that was so pretty. On this side we have another pocket, and then I have a little bird here. I kind of did a collage on the back there, on the back of the pocket. And then again, more journaling papers. This is actually coffee dyed, and this is actually just a vintage sheet. And then down here we have another pocket, and I have this little card, and I wrote My Hope. I have the title My Hope on there because this is the Hope Journal. And then I have this vintage envelope, and with this vintage sheet in there. And so I thought this is really cool to journal. I like to journal like prayers, verses, words from songs. Also anything that has like more meaning to me, I like to include in my journals, especially if it's a themed journal. I like to do that. And so okay, and this right here is actually wallpaper. And this is part of one of my printables right there. And it kind of lifts up, so it's perfect again for more journaling space. And then here's another pocket. And this, I don't know if you could tell, this is actually blue. Let's see. It's a very pale blue, and I think it looks so pretty and delicate. And then this is a vintage piece of paper that I folded over, so this would be like a perfect little tag. And you can journal or embellish it a little bit, and I thought that would be a nice addition. And there's some more tickets. And then here is another pocket. I've been doing, I don't know if you noticed, I've been doing a lot of this, the script on the side there. I think it looks so pretty. And I did reinforce some of the pages just to add some extra stability to the pages, because they have been, either they're older or they have been dyed, and I wanted to make sure that they're secure, especially the last one. This is one of the last ones, so I just added some fabric tape there, and I thought it's so pretty. And the security, it's perfect for extra security. Okay, so this, I found this image in a magazine, in an antique magazine, and I thought that was so pretty. I thought it fit well with the Serenity theme. And then I have another sheet for journaling. And then I have this little card I made. I thought that was so cute. This is a digital I have in my Etsy shop also. This is hand colored with watercolor pencils, and I have it layered with some wax paper and then some fabric, and then the back is some hand dyed paper. I thought that was so pretty. It gives it a really delicate look. And so I included, like, this would be perfect kind of glued down somewhere, or you can just tuck it in somewhere. I just thought it was so pretty, and I left it loose so you can kind of decide if you want it tucked in here, or if you actually want to glue it down somewhere. Okay, and this again is some wallpaper. And then I have this little card that I made. This has a map. The map was from an antique magazine. And then I have one of my printables that I put there, and you can just write on there. You can do a journal entry or a date, or you can even put like a little flower there. I just left that option for you. And then again, more space for journaling on the back. And then this is part of a doily. And then the back here, I have some fabric that is covering the spine, and it's also for extra stability for the journal. And then this is wallpaper. I have hand stitching, and then this is a little lace pocket that I have there. And then I have some more of those vintage papers that just tuck inside here. And so this is the Hope Journal, and then this is the binding. I think I mentioned it already.